All right, Virgo, welcome to your February of 2015 horoscope. My name is Athen. All right, so last month in January, we had a strong emphasis in terms of your fifth house. Now, there's still going to be some things finishing up there. Mercury's still going to be retrograde up until the 11th, and the sun's going to be there up until mid-month. So that had to do with a strong emphasis with your creativity, your self-expression, tapping into your inner child, children, art, anything that puts a smile on your face, essentially, is what the fifth house rules. So good emphasis there last month, and then still finishing up some things there, like I said, with the Mercury retrograde. But lots of emphasis this month in your guys' sixth house, which has to do with your health, your routine, taking care of things on a sort of day-to-day level, making sure everything is taken care of, you're eating good, you're sleeping right, all these types of things that overall improve you. Your sixth house essentially is about self-improvement. So good emphasis here. You're going to have Venus there, etc., which I'll talk about. So right off the bat here at the beginning of the month on the 1st, we've got Venus Conjunct Neptune in that sixth house, which is about this whole kind of spiritual process, actually, that you guys have been going through with your sixth house. With Neptune in that sixth, you guys have been spiritualizing yourself, really grounding your spirituality in many ways, seeing the spirituality in the day-to-day, environment and exchanges in your life. And so it's about going with the flow too, and listening and having that intuition about your body and what's good for you and healthy for you, etc. So now it's being activated this month, first by Venus here on the 1st. So this is about compassion, having compassion for your body, your self-nurturance, your body care. And it could also be, too, that, with relationships being emphasized in your sixth house, perhaps, sharing this experience with others, helping improve your relationships, too, but also how you can help others get better with, improve their health and their overall sense of feeling good and vitality and stuff when we do. But improving your relationships also is a good emphasis this month, so that's always nice, seeing how you can really benefit from that constructive element, that earthy element of the sixth house in regards to the people in your life and perhaps also the overall relationship sector of your life in general. And that's where this emphasis is going to start to go, is into your relationships towards the mid to late part of the month, which I'll talk about. But on the 1st, definitely some good, having that compassion and presence, again, with what you're doing on those day-to-day on that day-to-day level. Now on the 3rd, we've got the full moon in Cancer, which is your guys' 12th house. This has to do with groups, friends, anything humanitarian, and giving back to the community, essentially, being of service. So for those of you who've been involved with anything like that, but this will be a time where it can be illuminated, but in general, this can just be a time of being very clear about what you want for humanity and what you want for yourself. It's the idealistic side and freedom side, too, of the chart. How you can gain more freedom and enjoyment in your life in general. So reflect on the 3rd. It'll be a good abundance there. See that freedom, step into it, see how you can really perhaps be of service and give back more to your community. Will definitely be a good utilization of this energy around the 3rd. Now on the 6th, we've got the Sun going opposite Jupiter, which is this balancing act that I feel like you guys may have needed to do last month in January regarding the 5th house and the 11th house. So it's almost like with all of this, being of service that I'm talking about, it's also this sort of making sure that you're also taking care of your own self-expression. You're taking care of your own, things that are important to you. Again, these things that put a smile on your face. So a good balance here where, you want to balance self with others, but, it's about the things you're passionate about. Yeah, you're passionate about a lot of things on a personal level with you, but it's about implementing more, perhaps the more passionate of what you want for humanity or for your local community and other-oriented. So merging these two together is a very good use of this energy. And I think, like I said, that was an emphasis in January. So I think you guys are very familiar with this already. Jupiter oppositions are always quite positive, just making sure you're keeping both feet on the ground. You don't want to go to one extreme or the other. Just want to make sure that those two areas are both very balanced. Seeing how what's important for you, what you're passionate about, is also what's important for others and what they're passionate about as well. Now on the 8th, we've got Venus going over Chiron in that 6th house, so this could be some healing actually taking place. For those of you who have been putting work, energy into the 6th house routine, this is where you can actually start to feel it. You guys have had Chiron in your 6th house, so a lot of you are going through what you would call generally a healing process. It could be physical, could be mental, could be spiritual, could be emotional, whatever it is. Probably more of needing to take care of the day-to-day experiences, but it's natural. It's flowing with this whole Neptune energy. Not so much you have to do, but going through this process, I think, in this month, like I was saying, enjoying that process, you'll find it very healing, and it could be a shift in terms of your healing in some way for you guys with Venus over that Chiron. But enjoy it, you know. See how when you're going through the motion of taking care of yourself, it is enjoyable and healing at the same time. Now, like I said, we got Mercury retrograde. He's going to go direct on the 11th in that 5th house of yours. So reflecting on those things that make you happy, that you enjoy, and your creative, expressive side of life. Continue to reflect on those 5th house matters. Then on the 11th, Mercury is going to go station direct. And so that's where any lessons learned around that area or reworking you've been doing in that sector. For example, maybe those of you who have been practicing your artistic abilities or thinking how to implement more creativity into your life, for example, or express yourself better, or express yourself more. Now you'll be able to implement that much smoother now with the Mercury going station direct, and so do so. It'll be very nice energy for you to understand exactly how to do those things and how to improve your overall 5th house matters as well. And that's going to be leading you into March. It's very good energy there, especially with Mercury being your guys' ruler. Naturally, there's this sort of reflective period, first half of the month and second half of the month. It's very active and moving, especially around those 5th house matters. Now on the 12th, we've got Mars going into Pisces and the Sun going into Aquarius, so some shifting taking place mid-month like I was talking about. And this is where lots of emphasis really comes in with the relationships. The Sun going, with your routine. You also have a shift here in relationships in terms of Mars going into your 7th. But in terms of this self-expression with the Sun, the Sun going into your 6th is a vital life force energy. Seeing how when you're taking care of yourself, on that routine, the diet and stuff like this, there's this vital life force, this passion. And so this is going to be the energy from mid-month all the way into March of seeing how when you're putting energy into your self-improvement, it's overall helping you express yourself more. It's really assisting you in those 5th house areas, but overall you're feeling good. That's what the Sun represents in the 6th house, is feeling good, taking care of yourself and improving yourself. Very good, what you would call perhaps motivational energy, but it's just life force energy in general in that part of your chart. Now, like I was saying, there is definitely a shift in terms of relationships. Mars is going into your 7th house here on the 12th. So putting energy into them, existing, and perhaps for those of you who are single or looking for new relationships, starting to get more active and involved in that, what you might call dating scene. You're going to have Mars in that 7th house, so any energy that you put into in relationships, new or existing, and this is not just romantic, it's all relationships in your life, you're going to notice, perhaps by helping others or being of assistance. 7th house is about exchanges too, in terms of like, our in work, our clients, our sales, interrelation between clients. So whatever it is, putting energy into helping others, being more other-oriented, you're going to notice is unlocking a tremendous amount of motivation for you. And that's for the second half of this month and leading into March. So very nice there. Now Venus goes in there on the 15th, so shortly after. Enjoying relationships. Venus from the 15th all the way into March, this is enjoying your relationships, new and existing. And again, by putting energy and action into that part of your chart, you're going to find it not only very motivating, but very enjoyable as well. Now on the 18th, we've got the new moon taking place in Aquarius in that 6th house. So this can be where things perhaps start to shift with your health even more so, or perhaps whatever you might be learning or understood about this whole process. It's a new beginning here. New beginning in that 6th house, perhaps a new sense of self-worth, like in the sense of, self-improvement, because when we, put energy into, of course, assisting others, but also making sure that we have that same compassion for ourselves by putting in the energy to take care of ourselves, then it transforms us. And that's what I'm getting a sense of, is this shifting here around the 18th, where now there's this newfound awareness and freedom too of, wait, wow, okay, so this new regiment or this new plan or this new, routine that I have or diet or what have you, starting to cultivate it and put energy into that in through March, and you're going to find that very beneficial. It's going to further improve your relationships as the fast-moving planets start to go into that 7th house, but improving your overall life in general and sense of well-being and vital life force energy that I was talking about. Now on the 21st and 22nd, we've got Venus going conjunct over Mars, so this is the balancing element here with your relationships. First of all, Venus and Mars is very passionate energy. We're talking about emerging between the masculine and feminine energies within us, yin and yang. And this can be very passionate, very sexual energy too, especially in that 7th house. So using that creative life force energy, you know, enjoying things with others, whether it's romantic or just all, you know, relationships in your life, actively involved, doing things, using that physical energy and vitality to put into your relationships, having fun on an active level. So good balance there between these two planets, enjoying things with relationships, being motivated by relationships, and on the 21st and 22nd, overall just doing things, you know, active, you know, perhaps in relationships, in general for all relationships in your life. You'll definitely benefit from that Mars introduction with Venus into that whole 7th house sector. Now on the 25th, we've got the Sun going over Neptune in that 6th house. So this is what's kind of topping off the month here around the 25th, is all of this spirituality and spiritual health and going with the flow with your routine and stuff is definitely going to be illuminated around the 25th. This is where it can really start to make you feel vibrant, because you're perhaps not only taking care of your health, but you're also in presence. Maybe you've been doing some meditation, and it's going to create presence as well. With this type of aspect, it's about having this overall inner compassion, inner harmony, inner peace that comes from this. So for those of you who have been putting in that, what you would call work, it's not so much work, you wouldn't think of it as such, but energy into that 6th house, you'll notice at the end of the month feeling very good, very peaceful, very present with the whole process. All right, Virgo, so let's go and draw a card and see where Spirit would like a little more emphasis for you guys this month from Spirit. Okay, Venus, she came up once already too, and this is what this whole month is about for everyone, because we have a lot of aspects with Venus this month. And from Spirit, this is probably an indication to just focus on enjoyment. That's what Venus represents, is enjoyment. Enjoy your life this month, especially with the routine, especially with the relationships and all these things that I talked about. And of course, you'll find that very flowing with all this Neptune sort of energy, but very enjoyable. I mean, do it because you enjoy it, and have fun this month. You know, really connect to things and connect to what you would call the, you know, the Venusian side and Venusian qualities of what you're doing in your life. All right, Virgo, I hope you have a great month. I want to thank you all for all of your support. If you'd like a personal reading, please get in touch. If you'd like to help spread the word of Sidereal Astrology, please like and share this video. You can also comment below in terms of your overall experiences this month and perhaps in January as well. You can subscribe if you're new to the channel. I do daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly horoscopes, so you can subscribe for those. I also have some videos down below. And I hope you guys have a fantastic month. Thanks for watching.